Thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. Today is August 21st, 2012. The year is zipping along beyond belief, and good things and bad things are happening. Sadly, in Narconon Arrowhead, within the last 9 months, 4 people have died, which is awful. This weekend, thankfully, they're having a big picket there in Narconon Arrowhead, Oklahoma. So if you can in any way go, I know Mark Bunker is going and some other people, Dave Love, Colin, and a bunch of other people, and I'm sure some anonymous, and it's going to be a good picket. I wish I could come. Unfortunately, I can't. But I am going to be at the picket here in Los Angeles, which will be at the Celebrity Center. Because it's so hot here, we're going to have it from 4 till 7. Because it gets hot here in Los Angeles. It's probably going to be hot there too, so make sure you have a lot of water. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about Scientology, the invasion of the black community. This is based on a website. About a year or so ago, I made the video to the Nation of Islam. Basically, Louis Farrakhan had said everybody was either going to be on course by Tuesday night or we're going to thank you and say goodbye. And I heard that and went, what? That's disconnection. That's Scientology. It was very freaky for me. So I sat down and made a video. By Sunday, my girlfriend called me up and said, turn on the TV. And there I was on Crow TV, right? My little video. Okay, there you go. Now I find out it's kind of going around the black community, and I'm happy about that. Because Scientology has already gone through the white community for 50 years, and we're a bunch of knuckleheads. It took us a while to catch it, but now L. Ron Hubbard says there's only 2% of the population are suppressive people, which means evil, bad, you should never talk to them. They literally declare someone suppressive. Here's mine, September 15th, 2000, Tori Bazazian, that was my married name. L. Ron Hubbard had a whole list of things you were supposed to go through before they declared you suppressive. David Miscavige says none of that now. Just declares you suppressive, that's it. Tough luck. And the bad news of it is I lost all my friends overnight and my husband of 27 years. That was it. And I know I've said it a million times, but it's awful. And I want people to know it. I want people, as far as the black community, if they're coming regarding Narconon, that's under the umbrella of the Church of Scientology. Criminon, under the umbrella of Church of Scientology. Way to Happiness, same. Applied Scholastics, same. And they have a ton of other things that are other under names that are still really the Church of Scientology. So you can go on the internet and kind of poke around and find out. But the bottom line is this. Why are they... for 30 years that we were in, there were 5 black people that I knew that were Scientologists. That was it, for 30 years. I used to sell jewelry out in Inglewood and around Martin Luther King Hospital, and I knew a lot of cool people, and I would say, why don't we be getting these people in Scientology? And it was like, oh, they're too far away, and this and that. Well, finally, Miscavige realized, wait a minute, there's a lot of money here, and there's a lot of cool people with a lot of connections, and now they've built an ideal org out in Inglewood. And so they are. I know people think that I was talking to the Nation of Islam, but I'm also talking to anyone in the black community to really be buyer beware, okay? Because this group, this organization, I don't know what Louis Farrakhan's doing. I'm not going to even try to imagine it. I can't. It's beyond belief for me. But for the black community in general, I want you to make sure to do due diligence. Look, there's tons of information on the internet. I'm going to put some links that I think are important for you to look at below. ZenuTV.com has a ton of interviews of people that did Scientology for years, right? And Zenu.net also has a long thing. Here's a really excellent book if you want to learn what really went down inside Scientology with Janet Reitman. It's an excellent book. I'm reading it right now, and I'm really enjoying it. It's amazing, the stuff that they did. This is another one. Steve Hassan recently, Freedom of Mind. He's a cult expert and has written a bunch of other good books on cults, but that's a really good one for helping get people out of them. But please, before you get suckered into anything having to do with them, it's just like they say in the Bible, the devil is never going to come looking creepy. He's going to look really slick and cool and like everything's just perfect. That's why I call it the Scientology Truman Show. Number one, because they try to stop people from communicating with people like myself. So if you're in that ballpark, which I believe the gentleman who did the Crow TV first interview, where he put me on, someone told me that now he's not talking about Scientology at all. That's what they do. That is part of fair game. You can lie, cheat, steal, destroy someone utterly. Now, I believed all through Scientology that was canceled. I stood up in court, that was canceled, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. It is true. All he did was cancel the term fair game because it was a PR flap. But they still do it. I just showed you my SP declare. That's part of fair game. It's filled with lies. They, spread their little thing around my neighborhood where this is their Scientology Religious Freedom Watch. First of all, they're about as religious as Judge Breckenridge said, they're a mafia-like organization, and they are. This is filled with lies about me. If you want things that I don't want to discuss, I did a whole video on it, taking every single line that is just a flat-out lie and telling you what they said and what's the truth. So if you really want to know about it, watch my video so that you see both sides of it. But, they're pathetic liars. That's the thing. They will trick people. They will lie through their teeth. That's why all of us are out. The vast majority of people are out. L. Ron Hubbard said 2% were suppressive. They're declaring people on a daily basis now. There's thousands of people that are declared suppressive. Literally. Groups, organizations. So be careful with who you're getting connected with. Find out. You have access to the internet. Look at it. Learn. Type in things. Type in Hubbard plus judges and read what he said. Type in Hubbard plus racism and read his own words of what he had to say. He was awful. Really, literally awful. And I hope and I pray that you guys continue doing the things that are good for you, and don't thank you to the gentleman who put up the website Scientology, the Invasion of the Black Community, and to the people on there that are helping expose it. I can't believe it. I can, but they're giving out the way to happiness. They're going to handle murder with the way to happiness? Please. Come on. No. This Scientology does one of the tricky things. I remember a lady in Clearwater, she said, we don't know if they're locking them in or us out, because they have these huge barbed wire fences around all their big complexes. They won't in Inglewood because that's kind of a front group for, getting new people in. But if you go to Golden Era Studios, which is out in Hemet, California, which is their big top dog place, there are these gigantic razor blade, fences around there. And that's why I speak out, because they rope in young kids, young kids, and they get them to sign a billion-year contract. And it's hard to get out of it. When, you can laugh about it, but it's hard to get out of it. So beware, buyer beware, and be careful. Okay, find out what you're getting into before you get into it, and don't give them a dime, and don't give them your address or your name, because you'll never get off their mailing list, and I'm not kidding on that. And to the Black Businessman's Association, who I know, because I was part of it for a while. I know I'm not black, but I dig them, and I was part of it, and that'll be another thing Scientology will be hitting up, because you guys have money, and that's what they're after. So be very, very careful on it. Their wise organizations are, please don't get into it. Look and check out some of these videos. I'll put them in here, all right? So there you go. I love you. I hope you guys do your research, and take care. Thank you.